Mort Maine is the title of this book, and this book, which I have defaced by writing across my... These are my mother's hands from that's a detail from a portrait of her. I got a chance to actually supply the digital photo for it. Mort Maine is a legal term. It means dead hand, of course, and it applies to the past, usually by a will holding on to the present and future. Mort Maine. Gravity or mother's soft little hand, which one tips the pictures to all angles? Which to be more scared of is hard to say. Knowing the giant magnet herds every legged thing by its ankles is not without a subtle horror. But to know mother's been here, dead and old-faced as an Angra odalisque to handle what's hers, what's left of her weird horticulture, viney climbers inching up the walls, those gilded or suit-looking frames with familiar harpies trapped inside, abandoned by their angels. It chills the healthy hormones she also willed our way. Who can happily give in to the ancient pull and fall when the witching hour belongs, as it always did, to her? She overwaters the spider plants before she leaves. Every lover hears the walls close behind her. Hardly the click of a cheated husband's shotgun, antsy to kill, but sufficiently horrid to crumble to dust their hardest ardor. They stumble into morning shrunken. Energy plays matter like a harp. Somebody else said they liked this one, and I think it's sort of mean, but so am I. Okay, as an assignment, we picked adjectives and nouns out of a hat. In one of my classes, I got motherly cake. 1. Didn't exist except one. Came from a box, lopsided, impossible to glue together with the canned icing. My father carved it like a roast, the strange animal cooked whole and far too long. We couldn't look at it or each other. We were so mortified out there was something she couldn't do. We ate it grimly till it was gone. 2. A man told me I have a nervous baking habit. True. I bake like other people knit. He said I made him fat. And happy, I flirted. That was habit too. I didn't really give a damn. He bored me blue. I'd rather cook than talk to him. That's that. Or am I scared to prove what I can do? The chemistry of heart and hearth fails the two of us. Mother, you're dead, and I'm becoming you. On the other hand, there's my mother's foxtrot. This is such a steal, and I feel validated in it because I was just reading Greg's wonderful book, Poetry of Survival, and quoted and talked about Theodore Redke's famous My Papa's Waltz. This is a complete 100% syllable by syllable steal, but I think it's also the most honest thing I've ever written about my parents, and it's with thanks to Theodore Redke and his parents. My mother's foxtrot. The mothballs in her foxes made a small girl reel, but I hugged their slinky corpses and loved the whiskered feel. We danced till kitchen windows rattled in their grime. Lady be good, sang Daddy, thumping 4/4 time. The shoes that guided mine were high-heeled, pink, and small. My sneakers sucked the tile and got stuck in the sink. Be graceful, she commanded. Her necklace yanked my hair, and she trotted me to bed, still clinging to her fur. And I'm skipping, I have 2 more. The next one, if such a thing is possible, is a short sestina. I mean, it's a whole sestina, but the lines are really short. And it's a poem that scares me, actually, so of course I'm going to read it to you. Dune Buggy. A lot of people say they dream about falling off a cliff, but a hot pink dune buggy is what scares my sleep, and a voice not exactly nagging, but probably mother. Of course, I try to throttle the plasticky rattle and full throttle rasp, the sass of it, and dream of spookier stuff. Can't seem too buggy when the shrink leads me to a cliff, revs up that awful smiley voice that wheedles, jump to mother. I was a hateful teenager when mother told me Mr. Hopkins ran over, voice spectral, Mrs. Hopkins with a dune buggy last night at the club. Their pimply son Cliff once asked me out. I didn't try to throttle my horse laugh. I try to re-dream the hot pink dune buggy dream sometimes. I think maybe a cliff is where it's headed and the voice a warning, or maybe it's full throttle grief. How my laugh hurt mother. Maybe I, dead, wormy, buggy, am driving that tacky buggy. If you learn not to throttle a dream, they say you can dream it to the end, the bottom of the cliff. You can save your mother and yourself from that terrible voice. There was terror in her voice near the end. Was she dreaming when Mr. Death's dune buggy full of golf clubs, unthrottled, crushed her small bones? Mother, look, I can fly off this cliff. And then like the last one, and it's the last one in the book. Very short. Calendars in February. January's over. They've stopped arriving. For you, with best wishes from your mechanic, broker, pedicurist, bank. And the few you've committed to, you've made appointments on and turned a page. Just when the old terror seems unbearable, just as you're thinking again which day will alter everything, what event or news may stop life dead in its shallow tracks, you observe them keep coming full of days, new calendars, new days someone's going to die or get born, their fate, their paper.